Welcome back. I am Mary and this is the Painted Peach. We're in a playlist with Take 5 today. The theme is Christmas Star. Take 5 playlists are hosted by Jeannie's Palette, Funky Junk Inspiration, and myself. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe and bell and like and share and all the good things. Today I have this old cedar plank and I'm just sanding it down so it's not as rough. I'm wanting it to be a little rustic, but I don't want it to be so much that I'm getting splinters while I'm working. I'm using some chalk paint, and we're just going to start off by making some circles all down the right side of our board. Now, if you would like to see all the creatives that are in our playlist today, the link is in my description for each of the amazing creators that join us for this playlist. And if you're a creator that would like to join our playlist, please reach out to one of us and we'll get you in the chat. All right, so now that we've got all of our sweet little snowballs on the side of our plank, we're just going to dry it up a little bit, and then we are going to start doing some green on the left side, and this is our tree. So we're going to make a really tall Christmas tree, and if you haven't guessed already, those little snowballs are snowmen stacked upon each other, and they are going to be holding each other up. And this little one at the top, that one's going to be putting the Christmas star on top of the Christmas tree. I went a little different route. I was going to do the manger scene and all that, and then I seen something similar to this, and I thought, what better way to do the Christmas star? So I'm doing some lighter green in the tree just to give it some different dimension, and then I'm getting some white in there as well. That will give the illusion of branches, and then I'm going to make sure it's good and dry. If you haven't checked out my friends Jeannie's Palette and Funky Junk Inspiration, make sure you check out their pages. They are tagged in my description and they are wonderful creatives. Jeannie is a painter and Christy does all kinds of fun stuff. So you will not be disappointed if you join those ladies' pages. All right, now I have gotten out some black paint and a liner brush. I'm not real good with liner brushes, so I'm just doing the best I can here, and I'm creating some little arms for each of these snowmen holding up the one on top of them. I thought this was a super cute idea, and this one right here is going to be shocked. He's going to be having that snowman standing right on his head, so he's like, what in the world? This little snowman has his hand on his hip, and then that top one's going to be holding that star that I cut out, and I'm just going to make the arms go behind it. I thought about putting wire on there, but then I was like, well, that's not going to match everybody else, so we're just going to go with it like this. Now I am going in and adding their little carrot noses, and we'll add that to each of our snowmen. We're going to make some of them sideways, some of them straight on, and they're all going to be a little different. I've seen something similar to this on Pinterest, and I've been waiting to do one, and I thought, why not do it for this one, right? The one that I seen was a little bit different, and it had like a tree that was hanging over, kind of like the Grinchy kind of style, and the snowmen were kind of toppling and tippy-toeing over to the tree to hang the star. But this board didn't really give me a whole lot of room, so I decided to just do it this way. Now I'm adding some scarves and hats to our snowmen just to dress them up a little bit so they're not just blobs of snow, and each of them will get a different color scarf, and I think one or two of them I put little hats on. In between each one, I'm trying to make sure they're good and dry, but this one was not very dry and my red turned to pink, so I'm just going back over it a few times to make sure it's red. And this little snowman right here just makes me laugh. He's going to be shocked, and I'm going to put like a little circle mouth there, like he's really shocked that this other one's standing on his head. I didn't really like this green that I used, but I kept it on there. I didn't want to put regular green because of our tree being green, but I do kind of add in a little bit of a darker green to it just to help it stand out some. Now we're working on our little one up there, and we're going to do a red hat and red scarf, and I think he's so cute, or she. And that one's the one that's going to be putting the star up. I figured the little one could be the one on the top, so everybody's trying to hold up to put the star on, because I know we always like to let the kids put the star on the tree. This is such a little whimsical thing. I think kids could even do this. I mean, it's not hard to paint circles, and I think even if you had to do the detailing of the arms and scarf and stuff, doing the tree and the snowman would be really fun for the kids to do, and they could do the little dots with the end of a paintbrush for the eyes and all that good stuff. So I think it would be a really fun craft to do with grandchildren or school or your own children if you have little ones. So now that I have all that done, I'm going to draw on their little mouths, and I'm using a paint pen. Some of them have wiggly lines, and then some of them have circles for their mouth. That one that has the shock face is the cutest to me, and I had to put the little circle mouth on that one, of course. But I'm using a Posca paint pen to do that. You can use a liner brush if you're really good at it. I'm not, so I like to use the pens. So now I'm setting that aside, and we're going to work on our star. I start out with a really bright yellow. I do tone it down a little bit with some chalk paint, and then I end up using a white paintbrush to outline it on the edges, kind of like you would when you're distressing with the dark color, but I did it with white. I do put a face on this star, and I do a splatter effect. I don't think I got that videoed. I decided to do that after I cut my video off and forgot to turn it back on. But I love the splatter effect. I did it with white and a light yellow, and I did add that to my tree also. I cut this star out on my scroll saw, and you guys, I hand drew this star, and it is so wonky. I am not very good at drawing stars and getting them even, and then cutting on the scroll saw can sometimes be difficult when you need to have things be in proportion like this. I'm just not really good, like super good at it yet, so my little star is not the greatest. Now I'm just adding on some of that folk art glitter. It goes on white, and then it dries holographic, that's what it's called, but it dries clear with the glitter, so it does have a little bit of glitter to it, which y'all know I'm not good with glitter, but this kind does not come out or off. Now I'm just drawing on that little mouth for our star, and we're just going to do 2 little dots for the eyes, and that is his face. Now I'm getting out my Distress Oxide in that flamingo, kitsch flamingo color. And we're going to add some cute little cheeks to our star. How cute is that, you guys? That is the cutest little star ever. I'm also going to take the Distress Oxide in that pink and add some cheeks to all of our snowmen, snow girls, whatever they are. And they're going to have some nice rosy cheeks too, because why not, right? Once I get that done, I do a little bit of detailing with pens, especially this green guy, because he needed some shadowing going on. That hat was just way too light by itself, so I'm just going through and adding some highlights to them and adding a little bit of the pen work into the eyes and all of that, but I think they're turning out super cute. Then I decide that I need to add lights to my tree. So I go back over the tree with a little bit more light green, and then I'm going to add my, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm putting the lines for the lights, and then I'm taking all of my paint pen colors except for black and green, dark green, and I am adding lights to the tree. I thought it added a little bit more whimsy in there I could have just left it like they were out in the forest putting a star on a tree, but why not, right? So after I do that, we do attach our star, and I don't really get the splattering and all of that on my tree and my star, but I do that after I turn the camera off. And I'm going to show you guys what I use to seal my projects. All right, I'm using a little bit of that Dollar Tree wood glue and some hot glue on the back of my star, and then I get my big head in the way when I push down on there. Here's where I'm adding a little bit more white to the tree for some highlights, and then showing you it all done. Then I'm going to take it outside and we are going to spray it down. All right, so this is what I use. I use the Mod Podge Matte Clear Acrylic Sealer, and I spray all of my projects that I do with this sealer. I give it a couple coats. I'm only doing the one for you guys here, but once this one dries, I'll end up doing another one, and it all depends on how it looks if I do another one. I just like to make sure it's all sealed, and here it is, all finished up, sitting out on my porch. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll check out the playlist in my description. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay peachy.